Well, welcome to the 14th day. We're 50% through our 28-day challenge of the Learning How to Live a Life of Gratitude. We are reading from the book of The Magic, a book written by Rhonda Byrne in 2012. It's a self-help and spirituality book. It is the third book in the Secret series of Law of Attraction. And if you're interested in getting the book, on our description of the Hangout, you can actually click the link and go straight to Amazon and purchase the book. I want to welcome my co-host, Sam Bradley from Marion, North Carolina. How you doing, Sam, today?
Doing good. We've got overcast skies here. It's a little cool. It's not as hot as it's been, but September's here, so the weather will be changing here pretty quick next few weeks.
I agree with you. We're about to go through a roller coaster ride of seasonal weather, but I love the fall. In fact, the month of October is when I take a break and go to the mountains so I can experience the changes of the leaves and just sit back and relax on the balcony of the condo I rent and watch nature take its course of harvest, because this is harvest season. And a lot of fruit comes out of harvest, even in our human lives. If we've been planting seed all year long, then this is the time of the year that you're going to see fruitation, where things are going to start manifesting into your life and showing up with what you want to be a part of your life. So if you've been actively, participating in co-creating your journey, this is the time of the year that you'll see most of those things materialize. That's all in the process of plant, grow, and plant, seed, grow, and harvest. So I take this time of the year as the harvest season. And it's also the time of the year that you should sit back and relax and appreciate, what you have going on in your life. Take time to rejuvenate and feel good. Pat yourself on the back for what you've done this year. No matter where you are right now, you've done some good things in the course of co-creating your present lifestyle. And if you can identify, if you can see consciously the changes that are coming with you by just disciplining yourself and staying focused and dedicated to the teachings that you learn, you will begin to see more and more where you'll think harvest is every day. I've had a very productive morning today, and it just keeps getting better. I'm really in awe how this book has just effortlessly brought into my life the things that I have been writing down and planning on, and it doesn't seem like a struggle anymore. So if you're participating in this 28-day challenge, which when this challenge is over, we're going to start a new one to keep us on task to what is important for co-creating that journey. Remember, I love saying this, we're all spiritual beings having a human experience, and it is what you plan to do in that experience is what you'll receive. So with that said, before we get the reading going, I'm going to actually share with you our entrepreneur prayer to put some spiritual blessings over the time we share together here in the Hangout and at Tiny Chat. So if you give me a minute, I'll get that going.
gift of yet another day and prepare for the tasks at hand, I offer up this most ardent prayer. I pray for continued clarity of purpose, so that I may hold my vision steady and keep my focus on the needs and success of others, which in turn shall bring me my success. I pray for the wisdom to expect abundance in my life, that it surrounds me and is available for the taking, and to be shameless and unapologetic upon its receipt, for I deserve abundance. I pray for a cheerful countenance, be it clear or cloudy skies, and that I may radiate and infect others with my positive attitude. I pray for the trust of others, that they may recognize my sincerity and true intentions, so that we may move forward together. I pray for the strength to fend off adversity and use my desire and determination as both weapon and shield. I pray for the courage to carry forth my convictions during the battle of business, and to resist temptation to a quicker monetary result when such temptation compromises these things for which I stand. I pray that I may be used as a lightning rod to collect the amazing ideas already present in the universe, and when blessed with such inspiration, that I may be able to apply my talents and abilities to turn the power of thought into measurable advancement of my goals. I pray to retain my childhood wonder so that I may recognize and revel in the small miracles of each day that others may miss. I pray for an infinite supply of self-confidence, for it alone fortifies faith, strengthens my resolve, and conquers the largest enemy I will ever face, fear. I pray for a compassionate spirit and the patience to offer those who seek my advice and my help my full and undivided attention. I pray for good health and a feeling of well-being, and the continued desire to improve those areas of my physical life I may be neglecting in the name of my spiritual and entrepreneurial advancement. I pray that today is a day of excellence, and at its conclusion, I can acknowledge and be grateful for the forward motion I have made and the growth I have experienced. I pray most of all for the understanding and support of those closest to my heart, my family, that they will equate what may seem like endless hours of apparent preoccupation with affairs of business to what is at the very core of my being, that which drives me. For once I achieve what I have set out in its fullest, I will become that more complete being I strive to be. It is for these things I pray, for I am an entrepreneur.
Amen. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the reading completely, and then I'm going to come back and we will have announcements at the end of the reading, so Sam can share his new site to help you become better with what you do, and I'll be sharing some of the sponsors that we have on board. Getting to the reading, I'm going to try the desktop share today in the Hangout, and I'm hoping that it will not interfere with the audio portion of it. Sam, can you give me a check on the room? I have the room fixed up where it won't give me a vibrate before I go into it. Does everything sound okay?
Sounds good over here. Yeah, sound good.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's go into the sharing of the book in the Hangout, and today is day 14. We're going to have a magical day. Seem like, okay, let's go into it. Seems like we read this yesterday. Okay, intentions compressed into words enfold magical power. Deepak Chopra, who's a writer and a medical doctor, he was born in 1946 and still living today. That was a quote from him. To see and experience the most magical day of your life, you can be grateful for the whole day before you live it. To have a magical day, you simply think through your plans for the day and say the magic words, thank you, for each one going well. Before you've lived it, okay, you're going to say thank you for how you want your day to go, and you're going to be, that's before you even live it. It's the easiest thing to do. It only takes a few minutes, but the difference it can make in your day is incredible. Being grateful for your day beforehand creates a magical day through the law of attraction. When you give thanks for the experience in your day going well, You must receive back experiences going well. If you don't believe you have the power to affect the circumstances of your day so dramatically, think about a time when you woke up grumpy or in a bad mood. You went off into your day and one thing after another went wrong. Until the end of the day, you were exclaiming that you had a heck of a bad day, as though the bad day happened by accident. Well, the only reason you had a bad day was because you took your bad mood from the morning with you. And it was your bad mood that was the cause of one thing after another going wrong. Even waking up in a bad mood doesn't happen by accident, because it means that you went to sleep thinking negatively about something, perhaps without realizing it. It's the very reason why you are doing the magic rock practice last thing at night, to ensure that you go to sleep thinking good thoughts. The magic rock practice at night, combined with count your blessings every morning, sets your good mood at night and in the morning. And they guarantee that you are feeling good before you go off into your day. To have a magical day, you need to feel good. I don't know of anything other than gratitude that guarantees to put you in a good mood almost instantly. Whatever your plans are for the day today, whether it's traveling, a meeting, work project, lunch, exercise, dropping off dry cleaning, playing a sport, going to the theater, meeting a friend, yoga, cleaning your house, going to school, or buying groceries. Turn today into a magical day by saying the magic words, "Thank you," for each plan going well before you live it. If you're a person who writes daily lists of things you need to do, then you can go through your daily list and be grateful for each one having gone well. Whether you do this magical practice in your mind or on paper, the most important thing is that you feel the results of each plan or activity was the best it could have been. When you use gratitude ahead of time to have a magical day, it wipes out unexpected problems or difficulties before they happen. The more you use the magical practice, the better your days will become. And from the smallest things to the important things, everything starts going well in your life. The bumpy days smooth out, and instead of frustrating or troublesome things happening in your day starts to have a magical flow about them, and things seem to magically go your way. With less effort, no worry, no stress, and far more joy. When I first began to use gratitude to have a magical day, I chose to give thanks ahead of time for the events in my day and that I didn't enjoy doing very much. One of those things was going to the supermarket. At the beginning of the day, I said the magical words, "Thank you for the easy and joyful trip to the supermarket." I had no idea how a trip to the supermarket could be easy and joyful, but I felt as much gratitude for that outcome as I could. The best results of gratitude's magical power was that I got a parking space right at the door. I ran into two friends, one friend I hadn't seen for a long time, and we got together for lunch after shopping. The second friend I ran into told me about an amazing and inexpensive house cleaner, which was something I had been dreaming of having. As I did my supermarket shopping, wherever I looked, what I needed was magically in front of my eyes. Everything was in stock on the shelves. One item after another was on the special. And as I approached the checkout after doing my shopping, In record time, a new aisle opened, and the checkout person signaled me to them. As the checkout person was putting my items through the register, out of the blue, she asked, "Do you need any batteries?" It was the one item I had forgotten to buy. My trip to the supermarket was beyond easy and joyful. It was downright magical. It only takes a few minutes in the morning to use gratitude to have a magical day by giving thanks for the events in your day ahead of time. But this one practice alone will change the way your entire day unfolds. To have a magical day when you wake up to the new day, either before you get out of bed or while you're showering or getting dressed, think about your plan for the day and give thanks for each one going brilliantly well. Make sure you do this magical practice at the beginning of your day and in one session. In your mind, work your way through the plans you have for the morning, afternoon, and evening until bedtime. With each plan or event, say the magical words and imagine that you're saying thank you at the end of the day and you're immensely grateful because it did go brilliantly well. You can use as many superlatives as you like to help you feel more grateful. Superlatives. I couldn't get that word together. Thank you for the incredible successful meeting. Thank you for the amazing outcome with the phone call. That's a good one for you guys that are network marketers and calling people on the phone. To say before you start each call, say thank you for the amazing outcome with the phone call. Thank you for one of the best days ever at work. Thank you for the thrilling sports game. Thank you for the effortless and fun day of cleaning. Thank you for the great night out with our friends. Thank you for the relaxing day of travel. Thank you for the amazing energy my exercise session gave me. Thank you for the best family get-together we've ever had. The magical practice is more powerful if you can say the magic words, thank you, out loud for each experience. But if you're not in a position to say them out loud, then it is fine to say them in your mind. After you finish using gratitude's magical power for every task event in your day, end the practice by saying, and thank you for the great news coming to me today. Without fail, every single morning when I finish using gratitude to have a magical day, I give thanks for the great news coming to me that day. As a result, I've never received so much great news in my entire life. One week after another, one day after another, great news pours in. Each time I receive another piece of great news, I am especially grateful and excited because I know I use gratitude's magical power to bring it. And then even more great news continues to come in. If you want to receive more great news than you ever have before, then just follow my footsteps. So that's the reading for today. It's funny. As I was reading this, I had one of those experiences yesterday. I announced that I had to go to the eye doctor. And because I've been diagnosed with diabetes, it's an annual check that you do for glaucoma. Well, one of the things I wrote down in my 10 things of gratitude I'm grateful for was that I wanted to be grateful. I was grateful for a good report from the doctor because what they monitor is glaucoma or any swelling or change in the actual eyeball. Okay. Which allows you to, it's just a muscle and it can deteriorate very easily if your insulin levels are off. So yesterday, I went through the test, and I'm wondering, is the report going to be good? And I just turned that around instead of wondering, and I said, I am so grateful for a good report about my eyes and that there's no need for surgery or anything. But what surprised me yesterday, I got to the end of my visit, and the doctor came in and she looked at the results of my test, and she turned and she looked at me. She said, I'm surprised you have no growth to your glaucoma. There is visibility of it, but it surprised me because it even seems to have shrunk from what your last year's report was. And I was like, really? And all I could do was laugh, and I said, that's the law, that's the healing stream that is working in my life from the universe. And we laughed together, and she said, oh, you must be a law of attraction practitioner. And I said, I sure am. And I wrote this down today, and I told her about the book and my hangout. And she said, that's awesome. You just need to keep up the good work. And I explained to her some of the other things I'm doing in my life, like eating healthier and having less stress in my life and things like that. And it just shows me that the choices that we make will give you the greater outcome of those choices if they're in a positive light, and it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me, and I'm not going to sit here and act like it was. It was just making up my mind that I've lived longer than I'm gonna live, and that I choose to live a healthier, more positive life, and I want to share it with others. So that is the results that I'm starting to see come into my life. Is good reports, like she said in the reading, and the choices that apply to those results, that give me the outcome that I get, is eating healthier, becoming wiser about the type of foods I should eat and things like that. Because whatever we put into our body, remember now, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Whatever we put into this body, good or bad, it's going to have a reaction. I mean, it's just common sense. So and your mind is a big part of it. So if you make a choice, you're mentally choosing to do what's better for the body that carries the spirit. And it just makes everything on a positive for your life, and you have a much more abundant journey in this process. When you just decide to start looking at the possibilities that you're co-creating everything that comes into your life, you take responsibility for the outcomes that you experience. And that's what I wanted to share with you. It is working. It's a slow process, but it does start working. And it's like anything else we do, the more we put our focus on something and we're determined for the best outcome of it, then we will begin to see that manifest into our lives. So with that said, I'm going to see if Sam has anything he wants to share about the reading. Let me go to the hangout.
Yes, I like the fact what you said about starting off in the morning, first thing in the morning, before you shower, before you get dressed, and is to be thankful with gratitude, and everything will fall in place when we do that to start with. Just like you said there,
Yeah, it's ironic, Sam. We are taught to especially if you're a network marketer, we are taught to um, make a list of how we're going to daily method of operation our business. I teach that in my coaching class, and in the process of doing that, it keeps you focused on growing your business. If you don't have a plan for your business, then you plan to fail because you don't know what you should be doing, and it's all part of growth. Uh, every day you should be wanting to grow your business, and whether it's signing new people up, uh, producing more marketing avenues, whatever you choose to do to grow your business, those little bitty footsteps turn into big results. And so many people give up because they don't see the results right away, which is another reason why you need to get into personal growth, because personal growth teaches you to be patient and persistent, dedicated and focused. And that's the reason why I focus on personal growth the most, because it allows people to acquire those qualities. They are the strong qualities of a person of integrity. They are emotionally and mentally controlled for the best results for themselves. They know what they want, and they just go after it, and they're patient to see the result. But without personal growth, you're all over the place. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing. You don't have the time to learn how to do it, and that's where most people are, and they fail, and they don't understand why they're failing is because they're not working in a specific manner for their outcome, not someone else's.
The spiritual aspect of our lives is really the most important than the physical body. If we do the spiritual first, like you said, if we take care of our spiritual issues first, then all the rest will fall in place. Is that correct?
That is correct. And that's a spiritual teaching. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and then everything else will follow suit. And you're not wasteful, you're not greedy, you're not, all those negatives just kind of fall away because you begin to feel so much better, even right where you are. You don't stress the circumstance because you know it's just a circumstance and it can change in the blink of an eye or a heartbeat. So, and that you acquire that. Take it from a person that has experienced a high stress level of living on a day-to-day basis. I made all the little stuff that really wasn't important in my life, and that was my beginning journey. And I had to start praying for patience because I was very impatient in my younger years. I wanted it now. I was one of those immediate gratification now people. But what I've learned, if you do acquire it, you don't value it as much. You don't have the gratitude in your life for it, so you don't get to keep it. Just as quick as it comes in your life, it will go out of your life. So if you're not showing gratitude for what you have, you don't get to keep it, and it doesn't grow in abundance. And I used to ask the question, I can remember in my 20s ask the question, why can't I have it now? While I'm young and I can do things with it. And that was such a selfish attitude. But that was the journey I was on. And it's only because I didn't know what I didn't know to be live a life of gratitude and be more grateful for what I did have. I actually took for granted a lot of things, and I can tell you I've lived a blessed life. God has definitely been watching over me and taking care of me, because I've done things that I have friends that can only dream about. My life has been very abundant, and the thing is, now that I'm older and I'm faced with my own mortality, I look at what is really important in the end by my experience of my parents and seeing them through till they passed on was, in the end, I don't care what you got. I don't care how much of it you got. That last breath, the only thing you want is your family and friends around you. That is what matters the most. Because you can't take none of it with you. And you leave it for somebody else. And if you're not teaching them to, in their journey to value life itself, then when they acquire what you leave, they won't appreciate what you left them. So it's our responsibility to teach our children and others and be an example of that you got to be grateful right where you are, and more will come into your life, and then realize that it's not yours, it's on loan, and you're going to leave it for somebody else to enjoy. So also, there are people that live lives that have big homes, and you can only live in one room at a time. You can only be in one room at a time. But I can remember my mother having the living room. We weren't allowed to go in the living room because she wanted to keep it just perfect. And I can remember back in the day when people would cover their furniture with plastic, this real heavy plastic that was hot in the summer and it was sticky when you sat on it. It just was crazy. And I thought to myself, well, what's the point in buying something that you don't use? It didn't make sense. And I think that's a form of a formulation of greed. I know back when it came out, they were teaching people to care for their living room suits, longer. It did last longer, but over time it still yellowed, and it was. There is nothing on the face of the earth that doesn't have a molecular structure that changes, and it becomes outdated. It can tear, break, be stolen, things like that. And that's written in the scriptures, that we put no value, into those things. Be grateful for them, but you don't hoard them. You have to use them. Otherwise, what's the point in having them? That's funny. I hadn't thought about that for a long time till now when we were just talking about how we are hoarders of things, And some people have a serious issue with hoarding because they had a show out called Hoarders that I used to watch, and I used to just shake my head and think, those poor people, if they only had a life of gratitude, they would be more accomplishing in their life other than spending money, which is the type of system we live under. We're taught to be consumers. But too much can be harmful for your life, It actually isolates you and traps you. So with that said, just realize that if you've started your journey on a level of abundance, living a life of gratitude, appreciating the journey you're on, you're going to be just fine. I'm going to wrap up the reading today. Let's go back to the reading. And let me set up the Hangout, and I'm going to share the page. For those of you, let's see. There we go. Okay, so sharing with the page, it says the magic practice number 14 today is have a magical day. So we're going to start our day out with you should have already done this. You're going to count your blessings and make a list of 10 blessings. You're going to write why you're grateful for them, and you're going to reread your list at the end of each blessing and say thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Now, if you've been practicing this for the last 13 days, this should be very easy for you to get through. I do mine in about 2 to 3 minutes. Or some days, because I might sleep in or wake up late or rushed, I will do mine over the course of the day. So that number one practice can be done as you experience your day, or what happened yesterday will help you write your your list of 10 things that your 10 blessings, and then write why you're grateful for them. In the morning, you're going to work your way in your mind. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'll start that again. I apologize for coughing. In the morning, you're going to work your way in your mind through the plans you have for your day. And in the evening until bedtime, with each plan or event, as the magical words say, thank you. You're going to, do that as if, for having it gone well. You're going to do this as if before you experience it, you're going to already see it in your mind and be thankful for the outcome of it going well. Imagine that you're saying thank you at the end of your day, and you're immensely grateful because it went perfectly or well, because there's no such thing as perfect, but that each outcome came well, and she gave some good examples, during the reading on that. After you finish being grateful for all the plans in your day going brilliantly well, end this magical practice by saying, and thank you for the great news coming to me. So after you read your list of 10 things going well for you for your day, you're going to end it with the saying, and thank you for the good news coming to me today. And that's smart because everybody likes to get, good news. So you're manifesting something good or great of news coming into your life. And it could be almost anything, a phone call that somebody's coming to visit you, or your children just found out they're going to have a new baby, or, it could be almost anything to cheer up your day. Good news coming your way. Now, just before you go to sleep tonight, you're going to hold your magic rock in one hand, and you're going to say the magic words, thank you, for the best thing that happened during the day. And so when you hold your rock in your hand, think about your day, and the one thing that stands out the most you're grateful for, you're going to say thank you. Just that one thing, because it puts you in a positive state of mind before you go into alpha state and then really go into REM state of sleep. You're going to have sweet dreams, positive dreams. You're not going to have a nightmare. And you're going to wake up feeling positive and grateful for waking up, and start your day off on a good side of the bed. It's funny. Just a simple thing as holding your gratitude rock in your hand and saying out loud those little simple words cannot take more than 30 seconds. I don't know how anybody could not incorporate that in their day. And if you watch the movie The Secret, you know that the gentleman that explained the gratitude rock, how he without even thinking about it, he just keeps his gratitude rock with him in his pocket, and every time he touches it, it gives him a reminder to be grateful throughout the day. So that's like tying a rubber band around your wrist, or a little ribbon on your finger, which is what most people used to do back in the day, to remind them of something they wanted to remember. So the gratitude walk works that way, just to remind you to be grateful for where you are right now. And by doing that, you're going to bring more gratitude, more things to be grateful for into your life. I want to thank everyone for coming. Let me stop sharing. For coming to today's reading. I really appreciate your time, and how you're working on, because I truly think that the more of us that walk in gratitude are going to change the world. We will affect each other. We're all connected spiritually, and we're going to affect each other's lives in a more positive manner. We'll begin to experience a much better life with less control, have more freedom of time, um, and the money to enjoy it. You know, I love how people say, "Oh, I'm working for freedom of time," and they're breaking their back working 2 and 3 jobs, and it doesn't have to be that way. I'm living proof of that. It doesn't have to be that way, but you got to get your priorities in order. Um, and when you wake up to that, you realize I've been on the wrong path, and for so long, I can't understand why I did it, because I was one of those that thought that. Um, and it's not that you're failing yourself, you just haven't planned a much more easier lifestyle. That's all it is. And I tell people all the time, figure out what you love to do and do it. Just monetize it. Whatever it is, figure out what you love to do that you would do and not even be paid for it. And then monetize it. That way you're being paid to do what you like to do and not doing what you have to do just to have money. It's called allowing money to make money for you. You know, with that, I'm going to play one of our sponsors, and then we're going to come back and see if there's any questions or comments in the comment box, because I did set that up where people can ask questions, and we'll be right back. Let me get this on. While I was talking, I was supposed to put this up, and I've got to do it now. Hold on.
How would you like to make $20 just by filling out a simple form on your computer? Well, you can, and there's also a way to continue earning $20 over and over again. Let me explain how it works. You've seen those gift cards and debit cards at the front of the big box stores of your local grocery stores, right? Well, did you know that that shelf space is some of the most valuable and expensive space in the entire retail store? And that those cash card companies pay the store a big fat commission every time one of their customers takes a card and loads it with cash. Well, Netspend decided that they would like to distribute their MasterCard and Visa debit cards in a different way. Instead of paying the big box stores, they would rather pay their own customers that fee instead of the super wealthy retail stores. So here's how it works. When you fill out the short form on the Netspend website, they will mail you a MasterCard or Visa debit card, which you'll receive usually within a week. You then load that card with at least $40, which you can easily do at any local grocery stores or anywhere that Western Union is found. Heck, you can even do it online yourself. And within 48 hours, Netspend will add an additional $20 onto your card that you can spend any way you want, anywhere you want. Now, most of the time, they're actually going to load it within minutes of you putting your $40 onto your card. When I went to my local grocery stores and loaded my card, I had my extra $20 loaded before I even got to the checkout stand. And that's because they sent me a text showing that it had already been deposited. Now, if you like that, just wait until you learn how you can get Netspend to start loading your card with $20 commissions over and over again. Remember when you filled out the original form to get your own card? Well, that action also gave you your own instant website on the Netspend website that allows you to refer other people. And every time that they get their own debit card and place $40 on it, Netspend will send you $20 directly to your card. And your customer, of course, gets their $20. So actually, Netspend is paying out $40 every time a new account is opened. Now, watch this. If you refer your spouse and they get their own card, well, you earn $20 for that referral. And your spouse, of course, made $20 when they loaded their $40. And you were paid another $20 when they did that same action. So in total, you and your spouse earned a total of $60 in pure profit. So let me ask you this question. How many couples do you know that could use an extra $60 and then be positioned to earn additional $20 referral fees onto those cards over and over again, just like you. Now, while this is a great income source by itself, imagine how strong it is when you use this as a feeder program for your main business opportunity. In other words, this can pay the startup costs for someone wishing to join your main business. If your referral wants to keep all the cash, they can. If they want to use that cash to invest in your business, well, they can do that too. The choice is theirs. So go ahead and fill out the form right now and get your debit card on the way and get your affiliate link right now.
Now, for that link, Sam, can you share your website with them? And then I'll share mine.
Yes, my link is mynetspend.weebly.com.
Okay.
Once again, that's mynetspend.weebly.com. Thank you.
And mine is the number $20gift.com. The number $20gift.com. You can sign up under us. We will walk you through the process. And I'm planning on having a hangout that will teach people how to use this as a feeder program for whatever opportunity that you are working to build. Because this is a great way to help people get started. Once people realize the money they can make with this card and the safe shopping they can do online, it's amazing. I've been with this company since 2005, and I actually started using it professionally in 2007, and I've made thousands of dollars with this program. But there's certain things that you have to do a certain way in order for it to be positive for you. So look for that event coming up, and me and Sam are going to hold a hangout to teach you how this works. I referred Sam, and now Sam is referring his father and his wife, and out of that right there, he just got $80 free into his household. With holiday coming up, and you're looking for ways to create money, extra income for you to have for holiday, which is Christmas, Thanksgiving. This is a perfect way to do that very thing, and it doesn't cost anybody anything. It's my free, it's for me type program, or refer a friend program. So look for that to be coming out in the next week or so. I'm going to hold a hangout, because this is the time of the year that I start getting ready for helping people to understand how they can create extra income for the holidays and getting ready for tax season. I also have a hangout coming for how to do your bookkeeping and get ready for tax season, so you can get the greatest write-off and get the largest check back from the government as we know it. With that, let me check and see if we have any questions. Okay. If you're on our page and you decide to put in a question, comment, or anything in regard to today's reading, please do so, and me or Sam will respond to it. I'm going to check the tiny chat as well. We have some guests in the room. Welcome, guests. I'm very grateful for you to be here and share this hour with us. We're wrapping up the recorded part of the session. Since I have no questions, I'm going to say, have a great weekend, and go out and enjoy yourself. Be grateful for the fact that you have the freedom to do what you want to do, and you can find a lot of things that are for free. Just it's amazing the things that you could find to do without spending any money, if your money is challenged. So with that said, I'm going to say have a great weekend, and we're going to end the broadcasting side of it. Thank you, and have a great day.